Okay, I'm going to start this video. This may be a little more of a conversation, but a test as well. But, hey, I wanted to show...
First vacuum of the night.
Yes, first vacuum of the night. Yes, I got Rick and Dan, are, even though they're not vacuums, Rick or sheep, but they're not vacuum guys. But the thing is, Rick over here got me this one at an estate sale.
Yes.
So a big thanks.
I used to like vacuums when I was a kid. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
When I was very young,
Uh-huh.
and it was because the vacuum that my parents had a fan, like an actual fan blade that you could see in it, in the bottom.
Where it was
Like you'd have to turn it upside down and you saw it in the bottom and it looked like a fan blade.
Oh, I think that Constellation you might be able to.
Maybe, we can look at that later.
Yeah, because
and
that
then
one...
They got me a toy vacuum that also had a fan in the bottom.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I used to vacuum with a toy vacuum, but I very quickly grew out of liking vacuums because... Fans, yes.
But that was part of it with pulling the bag away in this type of vacuum where I'd pull the bag back and the filter back, and there was a fan.
Yep.
So this is the short suitcase. This is late 60s.
Yeah,
As
so,
you were saying.
Yeah, so this came out of an estate sale that was owned by an elderly couple that moved, I think, to like California or something. They built and were the original owners of the house that was built in 1967.
Which now makes me think,
That
I know
very
these
well could be
being late
this process,
60s,
yeah.
and even from other collectors on their YouTube videos saying from late 60s to very early 70s. So that makes sense that they would have bought this at the time from Sears.
This was upstairs, so I would assume this was probably the one they were using for like bedroom floors. And
yeah,
stuff.
or living room, yes.
Yeah, living room maybe. But
Yes, but one thing I really like, the old Sears and Kenmore and the three circles logo, the old Kenmore and Sears logo.
Yeah, I don't even remember that logo ever.
Oh,
That's pretty cool to see.
I have seen. Now let's see.
This is just like a plastic guard, I think.
Yeah, it
to keep
is.
from
Yeah, it
scratch and
is.
stuff, right?
Yep. Or banging into furniture.
And I thought this logo was really cool too.
Yeah, it is the Magicord. Which one? This.
Well, all of it, honestly.
Oh,
Sears
yeah.
Kenmore Powermate, again with the little circles, and then Magicord.
Yes. Powermate. Yes.
Yes, and I
That's
know
where
that
I get that from.
I figured that was peak metal. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh boy, I think I'm gonna be taking this for.
I saw one at Restore, the same Restore I got that sodium light. It was in worse shape. It was a non-powered head one. It was the hose was non-electric.
Okay.
But it was missing all its tools, and it had that cheap plastic hose in.
Oh yeah.
It was like their very bottom budget model.
Yeah.
You left a vacuum behind?
Well, it's just like leaving, certain fans behind that you may not care.
It's just too many problems, or just.
It's the same as like leaving, like, say, I don't really care for this kind of fan. It's
leaving an SMC or something.
Yeah, like a cheap SMC or.
Yeah, but it was a Powermate.
But no, it wasn't. It was just.
Okay.
It was not.
It didn't have the.
No, it was not intended to either.
Gotcha.
It was straight suction only.
They clearly used this a lot because just based
yeah,
on the fact that
these hoses are kind of known to
crack probably.
Yeah, tear and crack.
But clearly they wanted to keep it going because they put a lot of tape on it. So,
yeah, because these things. Well, these were.
This I'm impressed by. I always wasn't even sure if that was actual tape at first.
I wonder if it's holding on the conduit of this.
It probably is.
Cord, but one thing I know is these were like about. I know I've seen an 80s catalog, like my 80s one would have been close to $300 brand new.
And that's in 1980
And that's in 80s money. Wow,
Yes.
okay.
Now, remember my blue one I showed you pictures of? I also have a beige one. In fact, the power head's up there.
Oh, yeah, I see
The
it.
beige one, because I'm working on it. It has issues. I got to work on
That
that.
looks like similar style.
It is. It's the one that was made after this. That one is from 1980.
Okay.
When they still had this style going
Right, that's
into the 80s. And I got the credit slip, the receipt from the lady that I bought it off of.
Oh, wow.
She was local in Mequon. So when I bought that one, it came from Bayshore Sears. And there was a credit slip back when they punched your card.
Oh, wow, yeah.
This is where your
punch cards, yeah.
This was like my childhood and before I was born.
Long before me, yeah.
Where they took your credit card and imprinted in the carbon slips.
Yep. I've been to a few places in my lifetime that still did that.
I've heard of it. I've never.
What they
seen
do
it.
then is after they punch with those slips, it's when the store closes and they're accounting for all the money, all the sales they rung up. That's when they have to phone in all those credit slips to actually get the money and make the transaction happen. So they get all your information down. But that was like a relic to me.
Yeah.
But that was still cool. But
Punch cards in general are kind of neat.
and at that time, that one, similar to this one,
Yeah.
was like just under $300, and that was how much they went for.
Wow.
And that was a lot back
Oh,
then.
especially then, yeah, that's a lot of money.
So these were a lot. So I wonder.
Another little detail that I thought was cool
Yeah.
is it actually has like the picture of
Yeah.
the, like, I mean, if you lift it up.
Where they would go place, yeah.
That's how because I'm
That's
dumb
the
and I
floor
don't-
tool. What
like, you
that
can
is.
see it actually looks like the part, so you can figure out where they go. Like, and I'm glad we were able to find all these because all these bits were scattered all over
Yeah.
the place. I
Some of
found
these,
them all.
I don't know, they used a nut and bolt on this one.
Yeah.
Normally, you would have been able to use a release button like up
I
here.
almost wonder if that could have been a custom repair.
Yeah,
Wouldn't surprise
I
me.
think so, because he would take the wand out to
Yeah.
use these tools with the wand.
Right.
Like now, my blue one at, not my 70s blue, but that one at Youth Center and at home, they have like a quick disconnect down here. That's even got a plug down here, just like up here, it's down here as well, so you can
Yeah.
disconnect it. There's like a foot pedal to push the
Yeah.
button into
Sounds like
release.
there's a lot of TLC you could do on this one to make
Yeah.
it, like, to restore it.
You could make
Yes.
it perfect, but I
Yeah.
think
Oh, I
even,
will.
even as it is, it's usable.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
They clearly cared.
Oh
about
yeah, a
it.
lot of collectors do that, you know.
Let me
They,
ask you a question, your metalness.
Ah.
Do you want to cut power to everything and see if that affects the current draw in the vacuum, or you think the current draw in the vacuum is so high it's not really going to make a difference?
it won't make any difference. Definitely won't make it in performance.
Gotcha.
In fact, I call that a real life setting.
Yeah, that is
Because,
true.
yeah.
That is true.
In
People
fact,
don't usually show it.
one of the reasons in the music studio I turned up the trim on the Veranda Deluxe
Yeah,
by a
To
hair.
account for the
When
vacuum.
vacuuming,
Yeah,
the fan, if it's on low, it
Stall
might
out.
stall.
Yeah, right now we're at about 115, which is well within the margins of what.
That's pretty.
Yeah, of course you're gonna be. We have voltage sag. That's just what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So if you can hold my camera, I'm gonna take it apart.
Okay. I got
Okay.
dual cameras here.
Now I'm gonna.
Otherwise, I can hold mine, but far be it for me to stop you from holding too.
I actually got a decent shot on both. of them.
So if you do, I'm gonna just fire up the vacuum itself.
Okay.
And it's drawing. You want to come over?
Yeah.
We'll turn the meter around.
Okay.
It is drawing almost a little over 6.5 amps.
Got it.
And 700 watts, and a power factor of 1.
So it is almost a whole power factor.
It is pretty much. It might be shy of it,
Do you want
but
to use that vacuum?
yes,
tester?
please, yes. Oh yeah, hand it over. You don't need to plug it in, but
I will say I'm impressed. This motor kicks right in. It's not sluggish or anything.
yeah, I'm not sure what inches of water. I think it's how much inches of water would remove. You know,
Oh.
like a minute or so.
Right.
So we'll leave that at youth center.
God.
So it's
Don't
like at
remind me.
50.
Okay.
So this has that kind of.
top meter right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
It's got that little ball on the
Interesting.
side.
This is
like
the most metal tester I've ever seen. My gosh.
Yep.
Were you with us when we bought
Yes,
that?
but I still didn't understand the concept of what it did. I mean,
I was trying to learn it too.
that's actually kind of cool.
Are there YouTube videos about how to use that tester?
I think there were. I wanted to watch them more.
Yeah, otherwise you can always make one.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be in there.
Well, I mean, like one for people, like where that's specifically what the video is about, so people can find it easily.
And we got the floor. This is like a bare floor, like kitchen floor.
it's got
tool.
that kind of fiber stuff in
This
there.
is even my current one at home. I have this exact tool on it.
Right.
And that's why I talked about the quick disconnect of the wands on mine, so you could
put it
put
on
like
that
this tool on
right,
there.
if you wanted to. Yeah.
Kitchen floor.
Uh-huh.
Also do have a sofa tool
Yes.
for like.
I also love how these attachments all have the Sears logo on them too. I think
Yeah.
that's very cool.
And one thing this does not have, this is way before its time, and that time, is what's called a miniature power head.
Oh, like small version of that?
Yes, it's like it's only as wide as this, but it has a
Gotcha.
little brush roll in it.
Oh, you know what? I think you showed me a picture of that before. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, my blue one at Youth Center does. And
Right.
my one
That's
at
right. Yep. It sure
It
does.
has that one.
A little behind the
And, of
scenes
course,
double filming going on there.
This is like your shelf brush.
Yep.
Like say if I wanted to vacuum fan blades.
Very mellow.
Yep, as I wanted to show doing fan blades, because for vacuum people that don't know, I am bigger on ceiling fans, as you can see around, film around real quick briefly. Yep. Yes. And you can see that.
Yes.
We're all about fans here.
We're all fan people here.
Yes. Now, I'm one of those crossover people, and I know a couple others, a few actually.
Yeah, no, there's some there's definitely
I
crossover.
know there is Robbie Lawrence, Patrick Neese, and then there's a kid named Dwayne Shepard.
I know Dwayne.
You know Dwayne, he's the same way as me.
Well,
So,
no one is the same way as you.
Nobody is this metal.
Nobody is the same.
okay, so
And that kicks in right too, so I mean,
it does. As you can see, this is a
yep.
quick disconnect.
Yeah, it's got the little plug right there, which
Yeah.
on itself immediately.
Yeah, that's what I like about this one. And this thing works beautifully.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure this was in use like until they were moving out. I don't.
So what's it drawing? Let's see. Let's come to the meter. So now with the power head, it's drawing almost 7 1/4 amps.
Yeah, wow.
So that motor in there is an amp motor, basically.
This is about the same as 7 gold lines, right?
Yeah.
I think one day we'll do a video where we see how many vacuums we can plug in.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I would
That
trip
will-
over
that
it,
will
trust
trip.
me, I did that a lot.
Of course he did. Metal.
Yeah. Well,
How many vacuums did it take us to get a circuit breaker?
I didn't do that, but our window air conditioning didn't cause that. We didn't do as much as. So then, let's see, watts, it's like 800 watts. And then,
See what the power factor is. Yeah, that's
Still
still,
one.
yeah, still a whole power factor.
oh yeah, of course this is.
It's picking a lot of stuff up, so clearly it works.
That's one thing about these power heads versus even the Kenmore Progressive is what those are.
Right.
Turn it off.
Okay.
The
So what?
Let me finish.
Oh,
I
oh.
wasn't done yet. This is my video.
Oh no.
Finish.
Put the tools away, Rick.
Those tools are not put away. I just got here.
Okay. Well, let me finish to say that the Progressive doesn't quite. It has only a brush roll or a brush strip. It doesn't have. That's another thing I wanted to show on here. Is the solid beater thing that seems to also.
Yeah, I was wondering because it says beater bar on
Yep,
there.
that's
and
what
I was
this thing
wondering what
is.
that meant. Yes. Okay,
So one-
interesting stuff.
The other thing with the later ones, like say my Kenmore Progressive, you could use this on a bare floor, but not this one because of the.
That'll scratch it up.
And
yeah.
same with the metal plate
Right,
on the
right.
bottom. And then it opposite is the brush strip.
Yep.
But this thing actually does really pick up.
Oh yeah, it
fact-
was doing pretty good down there.
It is. I think sometimes with just the brush strip alone on some of those,
Might not be enough.
like you have to take a few strokes to.
This was just kind of one and done.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, there's where it says beater bar in the front.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
thought that was
please.
kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yes. So that's what.
Very, very, very high tier Rick finish on this. Like
I know, that's
off
what
white
I
with
thought.
off white with avocado. That's
Dude, that
extremely-
is, like,
extremely
literally-
malaise. Yes.
Malaise. It's not brown, but it's malaise.
Oh, the avocado easily. I mean, it's literally avocado. This is literally an avocado applied.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say yes.
It is literally.
I showed you pictures of something like this with
Uh-huh.
wood grain on top,
Oh, yeah.
elongated ones, like my blue one I showed you.
Mm-hmm.
That they did make this color of that elongated
Oh yeah.
one.
Oh, absolutely.
Of
Yeah.
like the more mid 70s.
This type of avocado was on a lot of stuff from the late 60s
Oh,
into the
God,
mid to
yes.
late 70s even.
Yes.
But pretty cool this relic is still around. I mean, I don't think a lot of people save this stuff usually.
No,
so
in fact, one of the things I was going to talk about in this video is the fact that as a kid, my cross the street neighbor had this exact, had one similar. It wasn't avocado. It was actually like teal.
Okay.
Teal two-tone.
That's also very 60s as well.
Okay, so you've seen that color. You
Yeah,
get
oh, I
that.
know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, she had it in her garage, either in her garage or the basement. Like she would say, I use it to either do the cars or cobwebs in the basement. And she explained like that the carpet sweeper attachment stopped working on her.
Yeah.
And these are, for most people know, these are actually the first thing that seems to fail and go on.
Right. I'm really glad this one
So
still
that's
works.
why when I see them at a thrift store, so like see the other one there that was
Yeah.
like 80s, you'll just see it with the machine itself, you know, just the canister and hose on
and
it.
then that, without that bit, it's
Yeah,
probably
because
just, it
those
died.
were, yeah. I don't know if it's just a mechanical issue where it could be fixed, or sometimes motor just goes.
People just, well, like stuff gets caught in them too, or they keep
Yeah.
running if it's old enough to not have this cut off.
Right.
Like this one would have
Now,
been one without
The
that.
one I have on the
safety.
shelf was
Safety bit.
seized up, and the lady that sold me it told me she was going to toss that
Oh wow.
because what was happening, it would also immediately cut out when I apply power to it because there was something putting resistance on it. So I managed to free up the brush, but there's something in the motor that's causing it to trip out.
Okay.
That's a 1980s, so it was still made like this.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could see visually it looks pretty similar. to
Yeah,
this.
that was the power nozzle made right after this one by like maybe mid to late 70s. And then they came out with the blue
Yes.
in the late 70s, like I believe 77, maybe 78.
Sounds right.
I've seen, and there's in one of the vacuum groups, there is a guy that's been uploading catalogs like crazy.
Really.
From like the 70s through the 80s of vacuums from Sears and Montgomery Ward. Montgomery Ward sold Eureka, by the way.
Okay.
But Sears.
You know what else was interesting is they introduced blue on, I think, Lakewood box fans around that same time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because it was the late 70s, it's around that time as well, that color came out.
I noticed. Oh yeah, that's right.
So that must have just been kind of a styling thing.
Yes, where it was like a new color to
Yeah,
introduce.
because blue is not an especially 70s color usually.
I
So
don't
I think
think
in the
of it-
late 70s it started catching on, and then in the 80s you saw it a lot more again. So.
Yeah, the 80s, especially the earlier
Early
80s, is
80s, yeah.
more of brown
Right.
and beige.
Oh yeah, the beige everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, like that power head
Yep.
being 1980.
Okay, I'm gonna go show that one up because we've been
Yeah,
referencing
I
that
was
one a
gonna
lot.
Get over the fans. I'll
please
pull
show
it
that.
down for you.
Oh boy.
Put that there, and then I'll pull this.
There we go. Yes. Very nice. Oh yeah. I like
It's
the
also
I like
got the
wood grain.
same.
Oh yeah, but it's the same profile though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very much.
I'm still working on this
Yeah.
one, but this is the later style
Yeah.
power head that came after.
That one had a light on it too. This one is not
Yeah.
a light.
Yep. Some of those, actually, the blue ones do have a light on as well.
Interesting.
So, but
Well, I'm really glad we got a surviving example here because I wasn't sure if it was all going to work or if some
Yeah.
things might be jammed or what.
well, sure.
That's all. With that part I knew was the important bit for Pete. So I'm glad that still
'cause
works.
I am too, because this is what was unique to me as a kid, and now the only reason I got that other Hoover convertible upright was just because it was also a malaise thing, and I
Yeah.
don't see those anymore.
Right.
But back then, when I was a kid, I did not care for them. Kind of the same way you talked about that slanted bulb in the sodium. I kind
Yeah.
of felt that way about those uprights with the soft bag on them, because most of the time, all you can do is just the carpet. You
Yeah.
can do anything
Well,
else. Like
it
with
was
the-
probably just designed for that only, really
Yes.
not because this is more of a multi.
It is,
type
but
thing.
that Hoover, I learned later that you can buy a toolkit and an attachment to cover the brush roll
Okay.
and concentrate the suction to a hose and use an upright. This is before they put like the hose on uprights like they do now.
Right. And most of them I've seen have that of
Yeah.
some sort.
So that's one of the things I wanted to show. So I think that is everything I have for this.
One last thing I also thought was kind of neat. So
yeah.
lift this up. It's actually got a spinning wheel right here.
Oh yeah.
Which is nice, so that because that way it doesn't like get caught on anything.
This one
when
does
you're...
too. My
Right.
other Powermate over here.
No, I just think that's a neat feature though, because at least it keeps it from getting off.
That's standard. That's
Yeah.
actually standard on most canisters.
I'm a vacuum dummy, but I just thought that was kind
Yeah.
of cool.
No, that's cool. But one thing that this does not have though is a click carpet heights. 'Cause
Right,
some of
yeah.
these, the higher end models, some of the later ones did. And the one guy showing this model of Powerhead, the click heights went up to about that high.
Oh, for probably like shag carpets.
Yes, because they were. This one was probably just before the era hit.
Yeah, this was 67 would have been right before that started.
Because just then the shag carpet.
Oh, trust me,
hit.
I'm well aware.
And then also like Kirby's had the rake on the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can get in between the fibers properly.
Yes.
Now, what was last thing? What was this? We said there's that blank right there, that rectangle.
Oh, on the
Actually,
very front here.
was for some kind of
toggle switch.
Yeah, he said
to go from like low to high. It was like a two-speed.
Yeah, if you look carefully in the plastic, there's kind of like a little blank right there.
Yeah.
And that's where that would have been if you had the like upper trim model.
Yes. Because my neighbor's model did have the two-speed, the one that I was talking about.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
she said she just used as a utility because
Right.
she no longer had this
That
part.
bit, yeah.
And I've even seen another neighbor with that where I saw the carpet head by the garbage
Oh yeah.
and the rest of the vacuum in the garage and
Yeah.
saw him using it on his van or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I seen this with the garbage and I'm thinking, oh yeah, it probably failed.
Yeah, the motor went.
Yeah, so, but anyways, this is all I have really for
Here, I'll
this.
pass your phone back to you here.
Yeah,
Or wait, is that the wrong phone?
No,
Oh,
this-
that's yours. Okay.
yeah, this is mine.
I did all the filming.
Cool. Yeah, and so this is all I have for the Kenmore 1967, late 60s Sears Kenmore Magicord Powermate.
This is literally a sponsor.
Literally a sponsor. I made a fake sponsor, the Powermate canister vacuum company, but this is where I get it from. So this is, of course, Powermate, and I did myself buy Powermate.
Yes.
And
you supported
just
the
like
sponsor.
over here, yes, Powermate. This is a late 80s of the same thing. Kenmore Powermate. It says on there, yep. So, and the next sponsor I have to go on because this is literally that, is Reese's Pizza. To be sure to eat your pizza is our slogan for that. Then Jonas Doorbells and Organs. Doorbells. Organs. Marvelous doorbells. Wow. Incredible. House on the Rock. House on the Rock. Incredible. Yes, incredible. Homestead catalogs. Don't forget about the Homestead catalogs. And then there's the show. I don't know if you saw it ever.
Oh, I did. I watched the footage of Reese.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, no. If you're on Dan's Patreon, you can actually watch.
Well,
it.
here's the thing. What happened with that show? Besides Reese's, there was another segment on there
Really?
of somebody of
With
a kid.
vacuums?
Yes,
Oh.
showing them in the same manner as
Do
Reese.
you know him?
Not directly.
No,
like
okay,
I've messaged him and his mom.
Oh, okay, cool.
His name is Logan Hulse. I wanted
Does
to.
he like the same kind of stuff?
He's more of a Kirby guy.
Okay.
Well, he got excited
Cool.
the same exact way of Reese's Galaxy by Lasco.
Oh, like when he found the right one.
Kirby.
Oh.
He got a Kirby for a birthday present, and he had the same reaction. It's awesome. I just love that, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's like I think they made the same segment, but with
It's probably
vacuums.
structured similar.
I swear it is, but I like it.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
So that's kind of why I get the show My Kid's Obsession, because I thought it was cool, because two things that were like my childhood interests, both fans and vacuums, and
other people, yeah. some others.
well, here's the other known fact is vacuum shopping, even back in the 80s, was like car shopping.
Yeah.
Because remember what I told you, stuff like this was like a few $100s, and you kept it for a long time.
That's why, yeah, 50 years later.
I-
No,
50. If it's from '67, we're looking at 56 years ago.
Yeah. Yes,
So that's
almost
impressive.
a
And
little.
still going at that.
Yes, so that's kind of why. So, but one thing that happened, there's vacuum shops were also in older stores, like hardware stores and any other store that could have good fans in them.
Oh,
And so
extra
my
metal
mom, I would try out the vacuums, but at the same time,
fans.
turn to the fans and almost feel like a deer being shined when there is fans.
Oh
and,
man, it's too much to process.
oh yeah, when you got the surrounded by vacuum display.
Well, that's how Volo is for me. There's cars and blender fans. I mean, how
Yeah.
you can't pull me away from that place.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about, where I
Yeah.
turned to the fans while trying out a vacuum back then.
That was nice. You could do try before you buy back then.
Oh yeah, well, Sears had like a little stage thing
Yeah.
that displayed these,
You could, yeah.
and the 80s one, they would display.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing. So every time Sears at the malls,
Oh, absolutely.
I would
you
buy
were
out-
checking them out. Yeah.
oh yeah, just like going to the fans too.
Oh, of course.
You know, along with that, you know, going to the vacuum display or
I get it.
to the fans too. So I know there's a lot to this video because this is a very exciting thing.
I'm really glad I was able
It's
to get
just
this.
as exciting as getting a gold line or a blender fan.
When Stewart and I saw this at the sale, I'm just like, I think Pete's gonna want that. I saw
Oh.
the picture. I'm like, yeah, we're buying that.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna get that first Melman's.
Yeah, if that other one, the beige one, had its power head, that one's more specific with that hose handle.
Right. That one I think was missing parts. So
Yeah,
that's why I didn't bother with that
it's
one.
okay.
I figured this was the main score anyway.
Yes, it was a main score. I could probably find another hose if
Right.
I pushed, you know, and tried. I did for one of my other ones. I replaced the hose. But other than that, that's all I have for this video. So, and I said my sponsors. And we can say bye Fanstick.
Bye, Fanstick.
Yes, bye Fanstick and bye Powermate. Thanks for watching and subscribe.